camera.
I said look at. Oh my god.
Did we have a record of that?
Oh my god.
He said do
and
not.
we're still recording.
He said do not look at the camera.
I said look at the camera.
He said because you fucked it up last time. Don't look at it.
It was
this
a
time.
joke.
Well, I took it literal.
Oh my god. All right, this is clearly not the what time fourth
Third
or
or
fifth, third or
one of
fourth.
them.
It's got to be third or fourth take. I'm just gonna say like we had for some reason each camera battery died, and we don't know why. So maybe it's just my battery.
We had some cameraman difficulties as well.
Yeah, but that's okay. I still
Check
love
my Snap story.
I still love John. Anyway, CJ, I feel like a broken record for asking you this again, but like
I've honed my answer down.
you have honed your answer to every time that we've talked about it. You
now
honed
I'm
it
ready.
a little bit closer, but like I guess you've changed as like an artist. Like the last interview we did was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So like how was that, and just how's the overall like I guess formula of CJ Dunleavy kind of changed, and like how have you grown as like an artist? I guess.
Yeah. So well, I didn't have a beard.
You're right.
Back then.
So now you grew a beard. So
we looked like children.
yeah, I was 105 then. So
Yeah. I was 13.
now I'm 205 years old.
Now I'm 15. And so, yeah, it's been crazy. I was when we did that, I was promoting the EP.
Yes.
Right. This
yes,
my
correct.
debut.
The debut.
Back when I was doing that, I was like more folky.
Yeah.
Almost alternative. But what's crazy is in growing, like the people that I've met and the people that I've met early on and stayed friends with along the way. And okay. And like especially the two homies, Jeff and Evan. Shout out. Those guys are some of the most talented people on this freaking coast to
I could
record
agree.
you.
Yep.
It is surreal. Like I know we were talking in the one take about how the house Jeff lives in is like where dreams come true.
It is.
Because in one room you're recording with Jeff, you're taking your song to
Yeah.
them, and they just take it and bring it to the next level. So you're hyped about that. And then in another room you work with Eric, who's the king graphic designer, videographer, who can put your music video together, who handles your brand imagery,
love Eric.
and can make
Love
you
Eric.
visually look amazing, while over audio they make you sound amazing.
Audio
Audio addiction. And it's just where dreams come true. It's going to that house.
It's
is a
like
blast.
it's like Disneyland. For
It is Disneyland
for musicians.
for musicians. Ballers on a budget too, because
Ballers
they're
on a
extremely
budget.
affordable as well.
yeah, Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to throw
Facts.
all those keywords in, just in case,
Search
the
engine
search engine
optimization.
search engines optimization.
You know, that's
Mark Zuckerberg.
That's why with the new song, why it says tvlking, tvlking. That's why I spell it like that for search engine optimization.
Hit.
It
boy,
looks way
boy.
cooler. I tried to do the song title in all caps, but the distributors wouldn't let me, and I was mad. But
Disappointed.
yeah, I was.
You distribute.
I was a little salty, but when you search tvlking, it's like one of the first things that comes up. So
That's tight.
it still works. Still
Mine
works.
doesn't come up first, which is disappointing. But
gotta
if
do
you
the
type
V's.
in audio addiction media,
That's the
number
move.
one.
That's the move.
That's the move.
But yeah, so I feel like recording with them, they also really helped me become a better singer too when I was in the studio in the vocal booth with them. So they kind of took what I was doing and myself with my talent as a musician and as an artist and just brought me to the next level. And obviously the more you do something, the more you hone it in, the better you get.
Yeah.
So I was able to grow my lyrics more. My melodies got better. The chords we were using were a little more different, a little more niche. And then I learned one of the things I really liked to do with my songs is be super authentic and kind of steer a little bit away from metaphors and go super freaking blunt.
The real shit.
Yeah, exactly. I did when I was doing the folk EP, that was fun, but a lot of my life was pretty static at the time.
Yeah.
So I had a lot going for me. I just graduated high school. I was studying business, and I had this long-term relationship going for me, and so everything was pretty cool. So I had songs, I had nice melodies, but nothing that would really, because the lyrics weren't relatable and the melodies weren't super tight, that it wouldn't like stay in your ear, you know. And then when, you know, life started to happen a little bit more, I mean, back when we were doing that, I was like freshman, sophomore in college.
Okay, yeah.
And now I'm a senior. So like from the EP, exactly, facts. From the EP, when I wrote that at 18, 19 to now, where I have Talking and Don't Mind Me as the songs people know.
Yeah, the forefront songs.
Exactly. It's kind of crazy how much has happened while I've been in college, is how I look at it.
Yeah, sure.
Like the whole college career relative to what's going on. It's been quite a ride.
Yeah, and I feel like it's cool to see, because I didn't even know how much longer you had started out when like we first did our first interview.
Brand new.
You were just like brand new. So like for me, it's cool to see it because I've been friends with you for like 2 years or more now at this point.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see the growth from like folky sort of like acoustic singer-songwriting sort of stuff to like more. I feel like there's just a lot more atmosphere. There's a lot more vibe going on. I got you. Boy. I love you. But like I feel like there's more atmosphere. There's just a little bit more like depth to the track that not only like depth lyrically, but depth as in like musicality too. Because it's like, wow, he's like, that boy's really stepping up his game in terms of like what he's doing, and obviously shouts to Jeff and Evan. Yeah. But like, you know, I think it's cool that to have somebody that's doing like the producing work for you to bring out like the best parts of you as an artist out, and I think that's one of the cool things about producers now is that I feel like they're a little bit like another member of your band.
And when you're new, you don't really know what you're doing, and you're kind of figuring it out, and you're getting your bearings. So you kind of think when you're writing, like, you can do this, you can't do this. Verses are meant for the more wordy and the more thought, and then choruses are for the more catchy, the less words, nothing under the hood there. And then when you do it long enough, you follow this formula you think you have, it gets boring. You know? And then, or there's songs that either just started out as verses because you had a thought in your head and you had to stop whatever you were doing, like buying oatmeal or you're at the gym. That's never happened.
I've done that.
And
no, you
have
to
whip out your phone.
I know, and then you type in your phone and there's notes. I got you, Doug. I know.
And then sometimes you have songs that are so personal because something just happened that maybe has been like borderline traumatic, or some big thing just happened in your life that you don't care, and you're not confined to any rules, and you just
it could also give you like a breakthrough too. Like, you know, like if you're like struggling on something and then like you just get that moment of like, wow, shit, like this is what I needed to, like, not to say that you want bad stuff to happen in your life, but sometimes it's important for those people to like speak about things that happen personally to them. And
for sure,
I love that as a listener, because there's so many artists and bands that I go through, not only with the channel but just in my spare time, that I feel like I think I resonate with bands that really have that like personal connection, that, you know, that care about what they're writing and who they're writing to. And you know, it's cool to see that you're taking that approach and just evolving and stuff like that. And I feel like, you know, maybe you can speak on more of the musical influences that you pull from now, but I feel like they have definitely changed. Like, I know you did a cover of a Black Bear song. I Don't Care, which shouts to Black Bear. Come on, boy.
Black Bear.
I don't know if you're watching this, but if you do, like, that'd be tight.
One day.
Maybe.
One day.
Tweet at him.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying. So I thank you, because I remember you DM'd me after we were talking about Talking. And then, and you're like, hey, you liked it, so thank you for telling me that.
I love Black Bear, though, too.
So good.
He's so good. Yeah.
Back when I started out, like, I was huge into Ed Sheeran, and if you look at my bio,
I mean, he kind of looks like Ed Sheeran, so like, yeah,
nothing like him. So if you actually
just give him a guitar, and it's the same thing.
If you take every difference that Ed Sheeran and I have, just take that out of the equation, I'm Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, you are. You're Ed Sheeran. I'm interviewing Ed Sheeran, guys. This is totally not clickbait.
So I was listening to a lot of Ed Sheeran, so that's kind of where that singer-songwriter vibe came from. And then I grew up listening to singer-songwriters. And then when I got more comfortable with my own sound, I explored a little bit of what I really liked to listen to, what I liked to, what I thought was good, and not relying so much on influences. But I remember I was working with Mike, who is the solo artist of Civil.
I like how you gave his full name, which I'm totally gonna bleep maybe not. I don't know.
We can just say Mike.
Mike.
So, so Mike.
I don't know if he wants his name disclosed. That's why I just.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, we'll ask him. But so Mike, also known as Civil, he and I have been working on some songs together. But the first song we worked on was back in March, around the time "Don't Mind Me" dropped, actually. And he's like, I sent him an idea, and he got back to me and made a whole beat around it. And
tight. Okay.
He said like, "Oh, I'm kind of thinking of like a Blackberry kind of vibe for this." And I totally, I did not know Blackberry at the time.
Oh, you did.
So I just totally pretended like I knew who Blackberry
yeah,
was.
I know Blackberry, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Who doesn't know who he is?
And then I ran away and listened to Blackberry, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like just the concept of like having a trap beat and singing over it.
Yeah.
Instead of rapping.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the more traditional route, I think.
Yeah.
Because it starts with a beat. But even like Juice WRLD does that. Post Malone does that.
Post Malone.
But when I heard Blackbear do it, his melodies and his words, I fell in love. Like immediately.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this Blackbear vibe you're doing. So Mike indirectly turned me on
to Blackbear.
That's
awesome.
And so I felt like that's what modern pop should sound like, having that trap beat concept.
Yeah.
Because rap's overtaken rock as like the number one.
Correct.
The number one music trend.
Whatever.
That's whatever. But also singing over it instead of rapping, keeping that hip hop kind of vibe to it. I feel like that's what modern pop should sound like, and I kind of wanted to try it.
You did well.
Thank you.
You did very
I was kind of scared.
It's tough though. Yeah.
Exactly. Like when talking was in the works, like I knew that's where I wanted to take it.
Especially like because I know how you sounded beforehand.
Exactly. So the folk song we interviewed.
The folk song, and then you go to this song, and I'm like,
you're like,
what?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah. But it's cool though. I think it's neat because it's like I think it just shows off your range as like an artist because you're not just like you're not doing the safe bet, and that's what I like. When not to say that everybody should just be doing like alien deathcore or something like that, but like I think when artists take that next step and they want to improve and they want to be able to do something that maybe isn't the norm for them to break out of their comfort zone.
For me, it was definitely to prove a point.
Yeah,
because I knew. Like I had the confidence that I could do it.
You could do it, yeah.
But I wasn't sure how it was going to be perceived.
Yeah, sure, sure.
And so,
how do you feel like it was perceived from like your fans and stuff?
Dude, people loved it.
That's great.
It was surreal. To give a reference, when "Don't Mind Me" was released, I was really proud of how I released that too, because I'm a marketing major. So like, I like to focus on the. Hey!
That's why. There's a video on that.
There's a video of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to take up CJ's time for me. You'll know.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
So I like to take a lot of like pride in like how I release things.
Yeah, sure.
Capitalize on social media.
That.
Yeah. So when "Don't Mind Me" dropped, on Spotify, the day it dropped, I had a 2-to-1 streams to listener ratio.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really great.
I was really happy about that. And then when talking dropped, I had a 4-to-1.
Oh,
listener
that's better. Yeah,
and so
you doubled literally.
I did. Yeah. So for every listener, they streamed it 4 times on average.
That's great.
Which was nuts. I was really
so
confident.
Instead of 6 pennies, you made 12 pennies.
Exactly. It's
got it.
It's like one extra burrito.
Spotify, get at me. Just kidding. Anyway.
Yeah. You're gonna get hit.
I am probably.
There's a hit on you.
There is.
You leave this house, you're gonna get shot.
Whatever.
Yeah. And so
I got to respect the people grinding it out here.
Yeah.
Spotify doesn't pay them shit.
No.
So
Thanks.
do it. Anyway, I'm off my pedestal anyway.
So people really liked it. Luckily, like I actually can't keep a secret for anything. When I put a song through Jeff and Evan, I am in love with it.
I had to keep my stuff on lock.
I can't shut it. Yeah, I can't shut my mouth. So I always send it to people.
But I feel like you're active on social media too. Like when you're like in the studio or whatever, I feel like, even like shouts to Mike, he was posting about your stuff and like, it was good seeing that and like good seeing like other people post about your stuff when it came out. And I feel like I did my part too, but like,
thanks, buddy.
But it's tough, like and as the whole artist thing has changed, the landscape has changed. Not only in just the 2 years that we haven't talked, but just in general. I think just as an artist, you have to be more open to doing like the social media and stuff like that? Do you feel like you've changed since like when you were first doing stuff, and like, you know, I feel like Facebook was like definitely the most popular about like 2 years ago, and now like it's more Instagram, Twitter.
Well, I get personally, I get my memes through Facebook.
Yeah, I feel
so
that.
I have to keep up on
Facebook is like the meme trash can.
I am very fortunate
John
to
got,
have.
I got John.
John
I got a laugh from John.
One
That's
mic.
all I needed. That's all I needed.
I am very fortunate to have very awesome friends on Facebook that post like top
the
tier
best
memes. Shout out to Katie.
Shouts to
and
Baby
Ricky.
Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. I haven't seen The Mandalorian yet, but probably
Me neither.
probably by the time I watch.
John,
is it good?
It is the best fucking show.
John
John
said
says
it's the best fucking show.
Best fucking show.
It's the like most watched show in like the fucking world.
He said it's the most watched show in the
In the
world.
fucking world right now.
I'm gonna put an asterisk there just in case. You know, I don't want. I
Fact
love John.
checkers.
I love John, but I love John, but I don't know if that. I don't know if that's the
man.
case. I don't know if that's the case.
I saw it on Facebook today.
John said. John
saw it on
John saw it on
today.
Facebook. So it's gotta be true. It's on the internet. But yeah, no. I feel like and even for like what I do too, it's like so tough as an artist to always be posting, always be.
It's a
doing
lot of
something.
maintenance.
It's a lot of
A lot of
maintenance.
maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess how do you combat that? Like, what do you feel like you do? And like maybe you can give some tips on like how you feel like, because we're both marketing majors,
Right. So
but,
you can fact check me.
but I can fact check you. But like how, and I'm probably not the best at it either. But like, I guess like, you know, what are some of the avenues that you take when you're posting about stuff, like to get people to be like, yo, check out my song or like whatever.
Yeah, so it's at the end of the day, like, as you know, for marketing, like you can have like the dopest campaign, you can have the most creative thing, but the only thing that matters at the end of the day is you getting people through that door. If you're marketing for a business, it's all about that sale.
You want to shut the door and have those people still.
Exactly.
I know it sounded like a terrible metaphor,
You
but
want to shut the door.
You want to shut the door
and drive them away.
Never leave. No, anyway.
To never be found. And and so luckily I've actually been able to use my marketing major knowledge a little bit here and there. But what's funny is actually like in my like personal life, when I go for interviews for jobs and stuff, for all the internships that I actually received offers for, it was because I didn't shut up about music.
Yeah.
So like talking about like,
why do you think I did this?
Yeah.
It's literally me not shutting up about music.
It's the resume.
And now it's on
man.
the internet.
Yeah. And
forever.
Like it's
my kids will be disappointed.
It's
shout outs to my future kids watching this and watching this.
Like it was a lot of trial and error when you start out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, so
100%.
Going back to 2 years ago, I was just like, hey guys, my name's CJ and I don't have a beard. I write folk music. Check me out, please. And then like my mom's commenting like, good job, honey.
I love you.
Yeah.
You're doing your best.
Dude, my mom is amazing. She was so critical of me. When I started out, like she was very she was very honest.
That's good though.
And oh my
god, want?
It is. But like
from your family,
just
Enough
tell me.
of that.
Like, just kind of
like Gordon Ramsay.
Make me feel better a little. Exactly. But it's like
she's like, this is raw.
Like she really wanted me to like. She believed in me.
That's good though.
My family was so supportive.
That's awesome. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah, but like it kind of knocks you down a peg when you're new and you like suck, and then your parents tell you suck. but
I think it's like I think.
But it was in an encouraging way.
It's tough love.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough love. Yeah.
It really was.
I know that.
But now,
shout outs to my parents.
Now, yeah, dude, to the parents. You think they're gonna watch this?
I don't know.
Mine are totally going to. So.
My parents, I don't know. Shout outs, mom and dad and sister.
Yo, when you called me, your mom's name came up. It starts with an M.
Yes. That's wild. Anyway, don't go searching. Anyway, you're really you're doxing everybody in this interview. I'm just gonna say that right now. You have literally doxed everybody in this interview right now. You give out full names. What else are you gonna give out? Like social security numbers, credit card numbers.
Don't tempt me.
Serial codes on the back of the credit card number.
Here's my Venmo.
Actual address.
And so
Venmo. My full name. Jeez. Oh my God. I am not. He's like, you are like the Logan Paul.
I am a rat.
You are like the Logan Paul of this interview.
I am interviewing
Logan Paul meets Ed Sheeran.
So you're Logan Paul.
I'm not Logan
Are
Paul.
you Ed Sheeran?
I'm neither. You're both of those things.
Oh, yeah. So, so what's crazy is that my family kind of gave me like this tough love. Still super supportive. Came to every show, and then when I started working with Jeff and Evan, and when my own like craft started to get better and more honed, my mom is like my biggest fan. She plugs me at all of the family gatherings. And
shouts to CJ.
Like even like what's funny, like when Don't Mind Me came out, like Don't Mind Me is a breakup song. It's about the night after, the night following. Yeah, we broke up in the morning.
But it happened that okay.
Don't Mind Me is about that night.
That night.
Because I went to a party that night and it was.
Oh dang! Okay.
Yeah, it
Turn
was,
up, boy.
Yeah, it was.
John's doing some miming back there.
I
wish we had another camera.
Saw that? Yeah, right. Just
on John.
It was So it was the party was lit.
Was over.
It was lit.
Like the Billie Eilish song.
It was a lot of fun.
Anyway,
it was a blast. Wrote a song about it, and but my mom's like singing. She's like, "And the alcohol that stings." Like she's singing the lyrics, and like I'm over here. I'm like, "Yep, it's my breakup song." But then like when Talking was coming out, like it hadn't come out yet, but she wanted to plug it to the family, like at all the family events.
That's cute.
The song's about sex, so I'm sitting there with my awesome, loving extended family. And I have to sit there while my song about sex is playing with my grandparents present. Pretty fun. And then like all like we can really muster is like, oh, like they loved it, but you can't. I know the lyrics. Like I can't I just have to take it. And they're like, yeah, they're like, that's really good. They like kind of dodge the lyrics. Like, oh, like that's a really good sound. I'm like, thank you very much. Like they're very genuine and very nice. But I'm a little uncomfortable.
I don't blame you.
The song's about sex.
We're definitely going to get demonetized, but I don't care because, shouts to YouTube.
Also doesn't pay.
It also doesn't pay me. Well, we're not going to talk about that because I'll go on a long-ass tangent.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some more stuff. I guess delve deeper into like the lyricism, and we're just talking about how, as my voice cracks, we were talking about how like your lyricism has changed as an artist. Like, so how has that process been? Obviously, like I said, you were working with Jeff and Evan, but like, like as your growth goes, like, are you excited to see like what future material you write and like stuff like that? Just having that knowledge of like, like now I can write more of how I feel rather than just like using what we were talking about when we got food. But like, like instead of using metaphors to say how you feel, but just being direct and how you say about things. Like, how do you draw that line before it's not like literally saying what you're like what actually happened, as opposed to like, painting a picture per se. You know what I mean?
So it's funny, like when it came to writing future songs, especially when I just drop a song, it's like intimidating because I'll write The Chase and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can write another Chase, and then I wrote like The Breakup Happened, and then I wrote Don't Mind Me. And then that's when people, like I mentioned, people started to turn heads when I came out with The Chase. But I feel like people really around me in the local scene and people that I knew personally, they really kind of took a shine to my music.
Awesome.
They started to actually become more fans of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't know if I can top Don't Mind Me. Like, that's a breakup song. I don't know. You can only have so many of those. And then I wrote Talking. And then that was a pivot completely.
Sure.
I felt like the best way to top my breakup song, which was my best song at the time, was to go completely different, write it on guitar, take out the guitar, replace it with a trap beat, and sing over that, and have it sound like a pop song. That it is definitively a pop song, but to have like the sparkly metaphor or the sparkly melody, I mean, have it sound nice, but also if you look under the hood, there's some heavy hitting lines in there.
Yeah,
like,
sure. Yeah.
Everyone I Know is a song in the end. Like, and so
I was written about John, right?
Actually, no.
I was just like cliffhanger. Like, we're just gonna cut right there, and it's just gonna be CJ,
you like zoom in,
like, oh boy, Brandon. Shout out to you. You're gonna have a heyday. I love doing that just by the way, I love shouting myself
Post
Future
Brandon.
10, Future 10s, Future 10. I'm like, yo, what's good, man? And then I'm sitting
I'm
at the
like,
computer
fuck
like,
me.
yo, what's good, man? Saw, dude. But anyway,
So
enough of that fourth wall break.
I was it's funny now. I feel like sometimes like when I write on guitar versus when I write lyrically, sometimes they don't always keep up with one another.
So do you feel like, not to cut you off, but do you feel like more comfortable like sitting down with a guitar and like hashing it out and just like
Always.
doing it like that, and then maybe reconsidering the thought of like, oh, maybe I should do like what we were talking about with talking. You were saying like you had replaced the guitar and did the trap beat and all that stuff. So like, was that something that was like more on the fly, like when you were in the studio, or was that more so like you're like, you know what, this might sound cool with like a trap beat instead, and like, you know, maybe retooled and reworked, but still has kind of the same, you know, obviously under the hood sort of meaning, but you know, in a different light, I guess.
Yeah. So well, folk is pretty evident with like strong lyrics, like having some density to it. So I brought that in, coming in from that folky alternative background. But all of my songs start out on guitar. I write them with an acoustic guitar, and then I'd take them to the studio, kind of tell Jeff and Evan my thought
vision for it,
whatever the vision is. How like sometimes I have a very clear idea of what I want, and sometimes I have no idea, and they just kind of take it, run with it, and then they check with me.
See where it goes.
Check
Live
motion.
check,
Like, how do you feel about this? Cool. All right, cool. And so they've always started with guitar, and up until
it's because it's your
recently-
strong suit.
Exactly. Like it's my instrument. I sit down and I write a song on guitar. I write the music and I write the lyrics.
Yeah.
So writing over beats was actually very difficult.
Oh, I'm sure.
For
it's
me,
different.
just it's nice to like not have to worry about the music, but also like that's how I write the song. That's how I know how to do the structure.
Yeah.
Not having a structure already laid out for me, even though it sounds like it's less work because you're not doing the music, but since you didn't write 100% of it, you don't really know how you're gonna how you want it to
also,
be. It's not as like molded.
Rap's
you know?
more like syncopated, you know. There's definitely like a rhythm and like a vibe to it that like isn't just like I could just sing over like, you know, a you know, Travis Scott song that's not going to work, you know. He's got a way that he says stuff. Kendrick has a way that he says
exactly
stuff. J. Cole has a way that he says stuff. That's all
yeah.
people I know that rap.
And so when I wrote Talking on guitar, and then that was like a joke. And so
there's
wrote,
more, but that's the only ones I can think of now.
NF is my guy. I love NF and Black Bear. And I wrote Talking on guitar, and then I knew that I wanted to take it more of a Blackberry kind of route. Change. I knew I wanted to. I wrote it on guitar, but I knew I wanted to take out the guitar
and do something
replace
different.
it.
Yeah.
So I wanted. That's how I went in with Jeff and Evan on that.
Sure.
Like if I came in, if Talking started out as a beat, the second half of the chorus, I changed tempos.
Nice.
So I'm like, unless we're just talking, and then it goes if you want something serious, it completely changes, and it's still the same chorus. Like you wouldn't really get that in a beat. You totally can, but that may not.
It might not line up.
Exactly. Like it may not happen, or it's a little more rare.
I guess the thing is like how important is it for you to keep it fresh? Like I mean, I feel like any artist is always like, yeah, like I always got to keep like my verses fresh. Like I keep my lyricism fresh. I got to keep the trap beats or like any sort of like music involved with it. I feel like that's understood, but like I guess, you know, how is it important for you to kind of like, you know, change it up in the studio, or like, you know, be able to see it from like a different perspective? And obviously you take a lot of opinion from Jeff and Evan when you're there, but like, you know, how important is it for you to be like, maybe I want to do like you were saying, a Black Bear-esque song, and then the other one maybe be like more like acoustic and like more folky, emo-y sort of stuff. Like how important is it for you to switch it up, you know, when doing stuff?
Yeah, so obviously I started for years, 3 years since I've been going at it. It's always been acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
last October,
what you know.
2 months ago from now, is when Talking dropped. So it was a style change up, and I was afraid because I hadn't done that before.
Yeah.
I knew
Sure.
I had the confidence going in that I could do it, but I wasn't sure how it was going to be perceived, like we talked about. But for me, it's not so much the style, because I wanted to make a point that I can do whatever style I want in theory.
It would still sound like you.
Exactly. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that my fans and friends and people that listen to me can know that I'm not tied to this guitar. I'm a solo artist. I don't adhere to anybody. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
You know?
Tell him.
John, I can do whatever I want.
Okay, cool.
John's behind the camera.
Yeah, John's the best.
He's looking
I know. He's looking so sexy right now. Oh, my God. Okay.
Anyway, all right. So,
well, I'm getting a little tired up there. I'm going to move it on, CJ, because I feel like we have talked about it. But my thing is like, got to ask some of the more fun questions, I'm all about that life. But if there was one album you wish that you wrote, what album would it be?
The Search by NF.
Oof. Why is that?
It's so good.
It is good.
It's
but
good.
But I want to know the reasoning behind
Actually, well, there's a lot of pain behind it.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure you want to...
Well, yeah, I don't know. Definitely came at a cost. Shout out to John for showing me NF. Love you, John. Because it's so open and honest.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I want to do that with my stuff. So hearing it from a well-established artist, like, in the line, it's like, at 27, you'll make millions, but you'll realize none of it will make you happy. Like, having a song that, like, he's writing to his 6-year-old self about, like, where he's at, like, what happens to him, and just being...
The honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And having
transparency.
That conceptualism. Like, even talking about, like, social media utilization and content management in what's the song? It's like, it's on The Search. I forget, Leave Me Alone. That's what it is. Where he's like, I don't know if we're underrated. Like, that transparency of, like, what it's like, showing the back end behind the curtain of an artist, and then showing where he's been and all that openness and authenticity. And obviously it paid off, because when it came out, it did really well. And I think Chance dropped his album at the same time, and he smited him. Yeah. And there's obviously
Shout out to Chance the Rapper, though.
Rip.
Don't say that. What if I get Chance on here? Now I've lost my ability to get Chance the Rapper.
And I got
Chance the Rapper. I don't know your music very well, so I'm probably shooting myself in the foot a little bit, but
I'm gonna get
come
canceled.
on anyway. I'm gonna get canceled.
I'm getting canceled as an artist before I even like.
I'm getting canceled by the rap community. Anyway, no, that's awesome, and like I said, I love NF too. I found out about him through shout out to my boy Alex. He's the one who put me on to NF earlier on when we did our interview and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not really into the rap game as much, because if you're familiar with the channel and all, it's more like heavy stuff that most people are familiar with. But this whole year has been like trying to branch out and do stuff that's different and like not in my lane. Yeah. So that's really cool that, obviously NF's getting the popularity I feel like he deserves as an artist, but that's cool that you've been able to kind of channel that and be like, know that, an artist that's literally, up there on the Billboard charts that's being honest and being forefronted about their music and stuff. That's sick.
For sure.
Sick. Next question, CJ, another fun one as well. I guess, who have you been jamming recently? I know, like, this year we've had this Spotify year-end wrap up and decade wrap up things. So like who's been on your radar recently?
Well, I could literally pull up my phone and show you, but definitely number one this year, according to the data, has been Black Bear. Yeah. Nonstop. Love Black Bear. Black Bear, NF, as I mentioned. Our local boys midfield.
Come on, Tyler, let's do something, dog.
Tyler's not in midfield.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Where is he? What band is he in?
He's from Moral Support.
No, not Tyler.
No! All right, I'm wrong.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I was thinking of Honcho.
Yeah, Honcho. Though.
Honcho also, yeah.
Shout outs to Honcho. Come on, don't be a fake.
Dude,
don't be a fake, Honcho.
Love midfield so much.
Shout outs to Tyler.
Like, when
I knew I was right.
Dude,
you
were right.
I was like, wait a second. Right. I was like, this isn't right. I was like,
a lot of Tylers in the
scene.
There's
a lot of Tylers, yeah. Shout outs to Tylers.
And Tylers.
Anyway, so midfield. Who else have you got?
I still listen to Ed Sheeran a lot. I was like very like religiously huge on Ed Sheeran when I started out. So not as much anymore, but I still listen to him. Yeah, definitely. The band Eden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Eden. Camino.
Camino.
The band Camino.
The band Camino. Yep.
Yeah. Neighborhood's good too.
Okay. Yeah.
So you gotta get that bit of
that
like
vibe.
poppy range, alternative to
indie poppy.
Yeah, for sure. Oliver Tree's up there too.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Next question, CJ. I don't know if I've asked you this one yet or not, but you're obviously a singer-songwriter. But if there was a musical supergroup that you could make, who would be in your band?
John.
Ooh, John. Okay, what's John doing? Is he rapping, guitar playing? I know he's a guitar aficionado. He's a better guitar player than me, I think.
I think you're better than both of us, to be honest.
I don't know. I think John's a great guitar player.
Yo, everyone's sleeping on this kid playing guitar. He's really good. He's really good. John does teach guitar. He's a guitar
John was
teacher.
ripping. John was ripping earlier.
Yeah. We were ripping. I was ripping Wonderwall earlier.
Yeah.
Now
please don't. I'm gonna get copyrighted. And then this video's gonna get banned in Iceland.
And then we'll see all the other people that I like burn in this video.
They're gonna be like, dislike.
They live on this address, living right here. So definitely John, because we've written songs together. Even like on the EP.
Wow, shouts to John.
Some songs on there. Yeah, like I don't know, like hearing Gunfight. Check it out if you haven't heard it. I listen. It's so funny, like when you're in.
I like how he's talking to John literally. It's like as he's like.
I'm talking about John. With John in the room to John.
To John. You're literally looking at John. Oh my God, this is great. This is so meta.
Johnception.
But Johnception.
Like it's funny when you listen. When
this
you
is
have
the most meta interview
friends,
I've had.
I know, right?
It is.
When you have friends that are so talented as musicians that like you're fans of them. And like you can separate the fact that you're a fan of their music, and you treat them, you treat them like any other big artist or artist that you'd listen to.
Yeah, sure.
But you're also friends with them. It's kind of like two different roads. You're not listening to them out of support. You're listening to them because they're freaking good.
Yeah, and like, they're also your friends.
Exactly,
which is a win-win.
Like John and I were making plans once. He doesn't know this. And I was like literally listening to Gunfight like without realizing it. Like while we were making plans, I'm like, oh, this is funny. Like, would you shoot me in a gunfight? Yeah, dude, I can hang out at 8. Yeah, cool. Julie counting down the seconds till I stop breathing. Like,
make sure to pick me up the dirty chai tea.
Yeah, shouts to my recommendation. Recommended a dirty chai tea latte to John.
No! You said it again! There's gonna be so much bleeping in this video. My God. John didn't give permission to use his name.
Oh,
I didn't give permission to use my name. CJ is
he just threw a chair.
CJ is just doxing
John
everybody.
left.
John left the chat. I knew you were gonna do that. Anyway, that's sick. Awesome. I guess what's
oh wait, the rest of the group.
The rest of the group. Yeah.
So John would be in it.
I like how you just like went on a long
about John.
No, God! Stop saying his name! You can't say his name!
I don't do this a lot.
There's obviously not. Totally cut this out. Cut that part out. Anyway.
So,
yeah, so who's in the rest of the band? That's
Civil.
Okay, there you go. Mike.
I don't want to say any more names if I know anyone else who's in this band that's not real.
If I know who it is, I will just say their first.
I would 100%
say Mike.
I feel like have Civil. Mike and John, Civil Music, no one the artist, and myself. We'd be a really solid trio. Like I think John, like say, like we have.
Is it gonna be like at 80? Do you guys know what like 88 Rising is? Like the record label, they're like John knows, but like they have like Rich Brian, all that stuff.
Okay,
that sort of stuff. So like I feel like you guys should do like a three-person collab like on the track. They've done stuff like that.
Yeah,
the Migos.
Because I mean,
the Migos. He's got it. John's got it.
Because I mean, like actually, like on
Can
some. Can
you guys be like the new Migos?
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You down, John? Yeah. Cool. John's down.
Scrap.
So I don't like Civil. also works with Evan from that Evan Jeff duo, and while he does civil behind the scenes, he also does 10-6, which they make beats, and they are phenomenal.
They are.
And
shouts to the boys.
I actually, if you want a little exclusive,
give me that.
He and I,
exclusives.
10-6, and I are actually collaborating for our next project.
Exclusives. I love exclusives.
So it's about as close to a group I'll ever get with him.
If you want to get with me.
Yeah.
You want to be my lover?
Yeah, how much?
Never mind, it's a song lyric. Anyway. John knew what I was talking about. Okay, please. We're really on the borderline of copyright. Anyway.
We're past it.
It's okay. You've docked
everybody. We are immigrants past the country. Yeah.
You've docked everybody.
Who more can I burn?
Please don't.
Okay.
I need to still have some reputation
Fair
left. But yeah, no, like as an artist, like I feel like it's been really sick to watch you grow and see the progression. I can't take John seriously right now. Anyway, the growth as an artist and stuff like that. So how do you feel like future CJ tracks are going to be like, worked out and stuff like that? Like, what do you expect and hope from like the project going into, like, we're literally going into the next decade?
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's big.
Yeah. So it's hard to say because like in the past 2-3 years, like 3 years ago, starting out, I was doing this as a singer-songwriter, folky, kind of Ed Sheeran knockoff,
like
and now I'm just channeling whatever.
Different parts,
yeah. So when I like market myself, I really want it to be clear that don't expect
a certain thing.
Exactly. Like I want to be unpredictable, and sometimes that means it's unpredictable to me. Recently, Mike Civil has been on that on the 10-6 side with me.
Yeah, correct.
And he's like, "Hey man, like he and I were like I was at his place and we were recording, or we were writing a song, and then like 3 hours later we were talking about another potential song we could do." Yeah. And 3 hours later, he's like, "Hey, check out this. What do you think?" And it was so amazing. And so it's just now I'm just learning how to properly like sing songs over or create songs over beats or music that I haven't created. So I'm learning that kind of new talent, but it's really hard to say because I still want to whip out the acoustic guitar, play live, write an acoustic song, have folk songs, but also
you could have some like hybrided version of that.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, I have the Chase's full band. Don't mind, they're all full band up until this point. So really, I kind of have a range to work with. If I wanted, I could try rapping. No promises. But I'm not afraid to try anything.
Not me either. I'm not doing it.
I'm not like
CJ, don't ask me to rap on a track. I can't do that shit. John might though.
You trying to rap?
John's got it. He's got the bars. I think John's got the bars.
Oh yeah. Because
John's got the heat.
Yeah, it's in gun.
Then, CJ, obviously, people want to know where they can find you on the social medias, where they can keep up with you at and what you got going on in the new year, because this will be going out in January.
What?
Yeah, I know. Your boy on that grind, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
dude, that's awesome.
But it's going out in January, so, like, what's going on in the new year? What do you have planned?
Well, it's funny, because, like, when I dropped talking, my plan was to just screw off. I didn't really want to do
you didn't want to do anything else?
I didn't want to put out music for a little bit.
Oh, wow, okay.
Maybe...
Why was that, if you don't mind me asking? Not that we're... I mean, we were, like, kind of, like, borderline closing out.
I was... Yeah, so I was, I just pivoted between Don't Mind Me, how to top talking, and I was like, well, how am I going to top this? Maybe I should come out with an EP. Maybe I should do something. Maybe I should do nothing, because I think there was a 7-month gap in between Don't Mind Me and talking, so I really like to have a song promote it as much as I can, and then kind of
take a break.
Exactly, like just take some time off from it, because that way it kind of dust settles, and then I can build up for another release.
Sure.
So definitely the plan was I just didn't have any more material I was working on at the time that I felt was ready to hit the studio with. So I planned on not doing anything. I have this really cool idea. I want to do music videos for both Don't Mind Me and Talking.
Nice.
Because Don't Mind Me is about they're all personal songs. So Don't Mind Me is about the breakup, and then Talking is my follow-up. It's like an epilogue or a sequel to Don't Mind Me. So they're tied together very closely, even though if you list like sound wise, they sound very different.
Totally different. Yeah.
Full band to trap beat.
Yeah,
but they're I couldn't have written either.
Lyrically,
of them.
they're connected.
Exactly, I couldn't have written either of them. They both come from the same token, both sides of the same coin. So I still want to do like some conceptual video ideas with them because I really want to be as creative or as wild or as attention getting as I can with some of my content. So that's definitely something I'd really like to do in the near future. But the reason I bring up the fact that I was trying to not do any new music was because I'm now working a lot with Mike, working with 1026 and collabing and putting we're just writing a lot
songs
together, a lot more than I thought I was going to be writing at this moment in time. So it's looking like within the next year or two, maybe there's going to be an EP, and it's going to sound more like talking than it does than
previous
all of my
material.
other
So you're definitely going into more of the like pop, indie pop kind of like almost like trap, like emo rap, kind of stuff.
Because with it's funny because like my background was in folk, and alternative, you know, where I really focused on like dense lyrics, and like obviously melodies are a big deal too. Whereas pop is the other way around; it's melodies
and then it's lyricism.
Lyricism's not.
So you
want
to have like something where everything's like both equal.
Exactly. I want to be kind of known for my lyrics.
But also you want to have the good music so people stick around.
For sure. For sure.
I respect that.
But since, pop is like heavy on that melodical sound, it's pretty competitive.
Yeah, you want to push for that. Yeah.
Precisely. Yeah, I want to bring more to the table than just
awesome
melodies and cool sound.
So you're totally going on that whole EP route. You're maybe not thinking like, let me just do a bunch of singles and release it out throughout the year or whatever.
I feel like when I dropped the Chase, and then I dropped Anne, and then the way I topped those was by having a really, really personal song about the worst night of my life.
Yeah,
and then the way I topped that was by changing completely and then talking about hookup culture and how I feel the modern dating scene is coming from being 5 years out of it. You know? And I felt like, well, heck, like the best way to top
like how
this.
You used heck.
Thank you.
That was nice.
Thank you. We only cursed like 1,000 other times in this video.
Just like the one time you just like, hey, that was a good thing you didn't curse that in the like 40th minute of this interview. But the whole
I went a whole 3 minutes without cursing.
Yeah,
it's like 40 seconds.
Dang, that was slick. But anyway,
thanks, dude.
Go.
So I felt like the best way to top talking is to have more than just one song.
Sure.
You know, the best way what's better than one song?
You want to be a storyteller.
4 songs.
Ooh, we were doing 4 songs? Now it's on the internet.
4 songs.
Yeah, so there you go. It's on the internet.
Maybe 5.
You don't know.
Because I have this cool idea. I just wrote this really neat chorus, but it's like folky, so I don't know what's going to happen to it.
It might.
It might
happen on there. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. We'll find out.
But
anyway, tell them where they can find you on the social media.
Yeah.
And you already told them what's going on. So where they can find you at.
So you can find me, CJ Dunleavy, Dunleavy. That's for all socials. You can Google it and you'll find me there. However, if you're trying to look for music, do C.J. because my distributors were being kind of silly and they wouldn't let me take them out. So just make sure you add the initials, those periods, C.J. Dunleavy on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen to. If you go on my Instagram, CJ Dunleavy or cjdunleavy.wave for the Instagram handle, everyone has MP3. I got to do wave files.
I know.
Got to shout them out.
I got you. Shout out to waves.
Yeah, it's in my my Instagram bio. We on the wave. It's in my Instagram bio if you want to check out all my music and where you can find it wherever you listen to.
Awesome. Well, I want to give a little story about CJ. So we had been internet buddies for a little bit when we first did our first interview.
Oh, yeah.
But we had not met ever until we went to Shoutouts, the launch conference, and
it was a year ago, maybe?
No, it was longer than that. It was like...
Well, we met 2 years ago.
We met 2 years ago. So maybe it was a year and a... It was definitely maybe a little...
I think it was
little less than a
year ago, maybe.
It was probably... It's give or take a year. But it was really cool because like sometimes I don't always get the chance to see people that live locally, even though like we live not too terribly far away. So it's always wild to like meet people that are dedicated to what to do. Shouts to John behind the camera because he's my boy, and we did an interview which you should check out too. But
I want to say in that interview he cops to never listening to the audiobook that I sent him.
Oh, okay. This is what I was really hoping for because I knew I was gonna bring John up, and we were gonna talk about this because John admitted that he didn't do it. So now it's time.
I still shared the interview.
Now it's time for you to get your retribution.
I don't care. You broke your elbow, John. I'll say it.
Oh my God.
So no, I
John.
backstory. I got Audible, and I was listening to this story or book. It was like how to talk to anybody, because I'm in sales outside of music and all my other things. Yeah, so I just want to hone in on communication. And I was like, oh my God, John and I were talking about like nonfiction stuff and those self-help kind of books. And I was like, yo, John, check out this book. And I was like sharing a study with him that I just learned. He's like, yo, that's sick. And so I sent it to him, and he gets a free credit. Like, he gets to listen to it for free. I gave that to him. Hey, John, you still open it? That's what I thought.
John's shaking his head behind the camera and laughing very hysterically. So obviously he definitely did.
And he cops to it in the interview knowing I'm going to watch it.
He definitely did listen to it, guys. This is totally not a beef between them two, just considering because they are actual friends. John says it's a beef, so I guess that's true. I don't know.
I was going to say, I'll do it. I'll say your last name, but I already did.
You already did. You already did. But please don't do it again. Poor Post Brandon's having a hard time.
Yeah.
Keep
Post
strong.
Brandon.
Keep strong, Post Brandon. Keep strong, Post. John says he loves you, so you should. Oh my God. Oh well, you can't hear it anyway. You can't hear it anyway because it's on the. I'm gonna cut it out anyway. But anyway, check out CJ. He's my boy. Honestly, I've been friends with this dude for such a long time now, and it's cool to see him not only as a friend but also as an artist. So support your friends that do music because I'm sure it means more to them than they may even realize. But check out CJ's stuff. All of the links are in the description where you can find out about his band, his music, all of that stuff. If you enjoy what I do, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, share it. It goes a long way. And if you want to be that super fan dog, we got merch. So links in the description. I'm not trying to be the next Logan Paul, but if you want to support me or click my Patreon, you got that too. So thanks, of course, to John, the camera boy, for helping him out. Even though he totally messed it up.
Are you gonna put that video?
I'm definitely putting that video in
at
the end. But check John's stuff out. No X artist. One X. So it's X1 artist.
ONE. One ONE.
One artist. I'm not even gonna say it. Just check out John's
Gunfight.
stuff. Check out our interview. That might be somewhere anyway. And check out CJ again. I love this dude. Love John.
Love you.
And we'll be talking with you soon, guys.
Love you guys.
Peace.
Later, Gators.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.